What's up, everybody? I was kind of like waiting for some news. I might start doing like Marvel, DC news or whatever. I don't know yet. I'm still trying to figure that out. But I really want to talk about this, see what the future of Marvel is going to look like. Um, One of the main things that I saw a lot of people are talking about is the fact that Doomsday is going to be a little bit of a, not even a little bit. It's literally going to be like was what Kevin Feige say? A reset, pretty much, right? Um, so it's definitely interesting that he says Doomsday is going to be a reset, and I'm kind of curious. Excuse me. Um, I'm curious what he's saying here. Uh, so we're gonna kind of go through it and talk about it. All right. So as you can see, so he's talking about he's led plans for the next 7 years of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Right, it's traditionally a 5 year plan. It goes to 2032 right now. 2032. Okay, okay, this is interesting. I think what I'm very excited to see is the fact that like I think what people don't realize is like the pandemic did a lot of bad things for Marvel and Disney. Um, so they just didn't make the right decisions during the pandemic, and it was that simple. And I think they're going to start. I think Kevin and the team and Marvel's team is going to start going back towards not back, but they're going to start like it feels like they're going to go. All right, it's time to take this seriously again, right? The pandemic didn't really let them do that. Um, so now it's he's given an interview. Now he's going to start talking about what's happening in Marvel. Um, 50 hours of story, 100 hours of stories. It's too much. We had over 100 hours of stories. That's too much. In fact, including animation, the multiverse saga spans 127 hours of content, right? So it's interesting. He's aware that we put too much content out, right? He said we put too much. We did too much, and I think uh I'm kind of hoping that Disney just lets Marvel do what they want because the issue is that Disney kind of wants a certain thing and Marvel probably just had to obey, for legal reasons. I'm not sure. We don't know what's actually going on behind the scenes unless you work there. So yeah, after Endgame, Feige said the company entered into a period of experimentation and evolution, which makes sense considering what came out after Endgame. Internal Shang-Chi, and I always thought it takes success and don't experiment with it. It's not worth it. I agree. I think this says a lot about what Feige's thoughts are. He's like, let's give different ideas a chance to be seen. And I'm glad we got to see those because there's a lot of good stuff and there's a lot of meh, you know what I'm saying? So I think people should be happy about this. I think I'm happy about this personally. we what we also ended up focusing on because of Disney Plus was expansion. And the problem with Disney Plus was that Disney Plus probably forced Marvel to do Disney Plus content, right? And yeah, I guess it was successful in a way, but like when it comes to storytelling, when it comes to like trying to make the MCU feel real and lived in, and it made sense. It just fell flat. There's just so much shit happening, right? So I think hopefully Disney lets them chill out, make less content and focus on making quality content, right? And it's it's that expansion that I think people say it used to be fun, but I have to know everything about all of these. Yeah, a lot of people did not like the fact that you like to get to the next point, you gotta know stuff about the previous stuff and all this stuff, right? Um, and I think that's I hope that uh they go towards a more um simple idea where like I personally think what they should do is it should be like I would say like release like two movies and then one TV show should be happening throughout the year. Like it'd be one TV show or maybe two if you really want to go. But I think it should be one main TV show that's happening throughout the year, and then you get two movies that comes out, right? And I think those three things, that trifecta, should all link to each other in some way, shape, or form. At least that's how I would think about doing it, year to yearly basis, right? To year, and see, and doing that. That's what I would do. Personally, I think it's just easier that way, and you can focus on quality content. Consequently, Feige believes the well-documented problems Marvel's been facing over the last few years stem from an overabundance of supply, not a simple drop in demand. I agree. It's not a drop in demand. It's because the stuff they've been making is just we don't care. It's too much. You're doing too much, right? But you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. He said, "Look at Superman. Superman has been bad making bank, right? It's clearly not superhero fatigue." And James Gunn said this too. It's not superhero fatigue, and I agree. It's literally just you need to make quality superhero content, right? Disney's Robert Iger, ill. Dramatic increase in volume spread Marvel's far too thin. I agree. Well, at least Iger has that. Says something good for once. For the first time ever, quantity trumped quality. Yeah, sadly, we spent 12 years working on Infinity Saga, saying that it's never going to happen to us. We always had more characters than we thought we could make because we weren't going to make a movie a month. Suddenly, there's a mandate to make more, and we do have more, and it didn't really work, right? Right. Since the pandemic, however, 7 out of 13 have failed to reach that milestone. Right. It's because, and the thing is, you all got to make the storyline simple. Make it simple, okay? Simple enough. Have the characters you like in there. Boom, boom. Send movie to movie to movie to movie. Okay. We don't need a hella TV shows. We don't need all this extra stuff. All you gotta do is just make one good TV show, and then like two good movies a year. Not even a year, just two good movies. Like I would say two good movies every maybe every other year or something. I don't know. I would say two movies, and then the TV show happens, and then while we're waiting for a new movie, maybe like 2 to 3 years later, we get two new movies or something like that. I don't know, or space out the one movie. There's a lot you can do, but I think they should have less content for sure. Stick to the 50 hours of content mark. I think they should stick to the 50 hours of content. Right. Um, say Klein's Thunderbolts had best reviews, had only 380 million. Thunderbolts was a great movie. I had a great time. But nobody knew that title, and many of those characters were from the TV show. That was not. I guess I have to watch the show to understand who this is, right? But like the movie, you didn't really need to know about the Thunderbolts before the movie came out because Thunderbolts was kind of like one of those movies where like, okay, I know vaguely who about these characters, just enough where I'm interested, right? But I think there should be y'all should there should be like more. I think there should be more singular movies about like different types of teams, right? You know, there should be more movies about different teams in the universe, stuff like that. Discussing editing from budgets, TV schedules, um, projects. Could see Miles, Miss Marvel, Charlize Theron. Oh yeah, from the Doctor Strange after credit scene. The Blade movie. I heard the Blade movie had finally got something written. I'm not sure if how true that that synopsis is, but from what that synopsis saw, I'm not a big fan of that synopsis. The way he said it, he was like, never mind. I think we'll get to it. Secret Wars and Doomsday is, in my opinion, not looking the greatest. Doomsday especially is kind of like there's not really much build up to this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not seeing much build up fully. But he said that Secret Wars would not only conclude the multiverse saga, but provide a reset for the entire MCU, including a new cast for the X-Men films. So now we get X-Men films after Secret Wars. So now I'm hoping they do, what I am hoping that they do after Secret Wars is we get like like similar to how Avengers did. X-Men should get their own series of movies, right? They should have like the X-Men 1 or not X-Men 1, but like X-Men and the X-Men 2 and then you know what I'm saying X-Men 3. Kind of like how Avengers had Avengers Age of Ultron and Avengers and Avengers the one after that one, right? Avengers 3, right? Stuff like that. I think they should treat it like how they treated the Avengers, right? It should be the same idea. Where it's like, oh, well, you have um these tentpole movies, right? But then you have these smaller movies that come out that are about specific X-Men characters. And we get to see that and we get to see the whole thing and how they meet and how they get to this point and then you kind of like build it up from there, right? And then you can go back and then you can like do the Avengers because we already know the Avengers, or you can just redo it again. I guess like if you wanted to. I mean, um, but I think they need to treat the X-Men the same way they treated the Avengers, and then have a big movie. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. Treat it the same way. Just have a big movie about like I don't know, apocalypse comes or like some big, or you can do House of M. That'd be kind of crazy because you just introduced them. But at the same time, you could do House of M. They try to do it with Wanda in the WandaVision show, but they kind of wrote it differently. So we'll find out. That's just my ideas. Um, there'll be a lot less TV. That's good. It's less to less to watch. I think there should be more like limited shows, limited like stuff where it's um like a little a peek into what's actually going on with certain characters in certain times, but like let's not have like multiple seasons of this, okay? Unless you're really serious about like making sure people will understand this and they fully promote the show, fully. Like if you're gonna promote these shows, you gotta promote them the same way you promote the movies, bro. I don't want to see no half-ass promotions, half-ass marketing about you know what I'm saying about like especially when it comes to black characters, bro. I'm sick and tired of seeing these shitty ass promotion marketing material because it's you know a person of color or something. But I'm not saying that that's what they're doing, but that's how it feels, especially with Ironheart and Wonder Man. Anyway, just went down most three films, to almost at most 3 films a year. Great, great, great. Right. So now so yeah, so like 3 films a year could be good, right? So focus on certain characters, focus on a big like team up movie, right? and then it'll be two characters that are important, and then you kind of introduce everybody from those two movies or in the TV show, right? And a single, and then often just a single live action show per year. That's what I was thinking. A single live action show per year is good enough. I think that's fine. Honestly, it should be like I honestly think the live action show should have more characters in it, more popular characters in it. Like it should these characters should be introduced into the show. Like Agents of Shield is a perfect it's a perfect show that I think they could continue. Agents of Shield can introduce certain characters with certain storylines, and then all of a sudden they show up, and it doesn't. They don't have to be introduced. They don't have to have like an intro or anything. They can just be there because of the one TV show that we're all watching alongside the movies that are coming out, right? Because they have one show they're promoting. You know what I'm saying? They can introduce X Men characters through that show. They can introduce a lot of MCU heroes and villains through that show. I think, and don't kill the villains. Please don't just kill the villains. Okay, let somebody be a reoccurring villain for like please. You can't. They killed Ultron, and I like. So maybe hopefully if they reset the universe, it would be like a okay, cool. Now we can get like different versions of Ultron, maybe different versions of Zemo. Who else was you know what I'm saying, Malekith. I don't know. Just I'm thinking random names. Um, and the shows they do make will have far less overlap with the feature films. Interesting. I can see that for sure. Ugh. To disabuse audiences from expectations that they have to watch everything that follows happening in an MCU project. I think I think there should be a middle ground here. I think I think there should be overlap, but if they're going to do less overlap, I think it should be where there's certain characters, certain things that overlap, but not the whole show, right? They can have an Agents of Shield show and not overlap with the movies, but it could be like in the universe, in the same universe. So like there's overlap between because they're in the same universe, but not overlap that feels forced. You know what I'm saying? Partially. Maybe example cited Marvel TV shows in 2010s like Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Agent of Shield. They're produced by separate now defunct divisions, right? They had, you know, I Agents of Shield was something. I still gotta watch Agents of Shield. It's a good show, but I haven't finished it yet. I watched the first season, I believe. I think allowing a TV show to be a TV show, a returning show, right? If the events at the end of Thunderbolts, when most of the population Black Shroud would affect season two of New York City's Daredevil Born Again? Simple answer: no. No, no, no. Are you sure? Come on, Feige. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the biggest fan of that. Not the biggest fan of that answer. Simply because, like, what do you mean it won't have an effect? Okay, now if it doesn't have an effect, they might be doing an idea where like season two happens in a different time period. So like when Thunderbolts happened, season two of Daredevil wasn't happening. Season two of Daredevil could have been happening before this happened or after this happened, which is possible. But the problem is like, are y'all going to mention what happened in Manhattan? Like you have to at least mention it. Like it has to be in the writing at least. Like at least like somebody's talking about it. The news is talking about it. Something. You don't have to make the plot be about it, but at least make it to where like if you want to have it in the same time period as the Thunderbolts movie, Like people need to be referencing these things in the show. But hey, I mean, look, I don't know what they're planning when it comes to season two. Season two of Daredevil Born Again might be pretty fire. We'll find out. Season one was fun, so like I mean, I still gotta make reviews of like these shows. I haven't reviewed all of these shows yet. Okay, next. At the same time, the line between film and TV is not ironclad. Obviously, who play in Daredevil Born Again in both in TV special and Tom Holland in Brand New Day. This is gonna be a fun team up. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be very excited for that to happen. Where we have great actors playing great characters, I think it would be fun to see them in multiple places, but the output will be much less. Okay. See, that's interesting. That he's saying where we have great actors played great characters. So they're gonna be picking and choosing who's gonna cross over with what. Now, obviously, you kind of have to do that anyway. But at the same time, I'm not the biggest fan that he's talking about great actors and great characters. Every character in the MCU is great in their own way. Every actor is great in their own way. I feel like everybody should have an equal chance of getting crossover with something. But like if you like you need to have like I don't know how they're gonna do it. We'll find out. But I really want to I need to see these writers work together, bro. My biggest issue with with the MCU is that they do not these writers do not work together. Dude, I don't think they be working together, bro. I don't think they even talk to each other half the time. Like like I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure because like if you really want to make a universe, it's got to feel like a universe, which means that like if something happens in New York in Manhattan and then somewhere over in the Bronx happens, somebody in Manhattan is going to know what happens in the Bronx. That's just how it is. So you need to mention it at least. Have somebody mention it. News, something. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just hope that they are focusing on doing more of that. It doesn't have to be a direct cameo. It doesn't have to be like a character in the show, but it can be like a mention that something happened at the same time that this TV show is happening. From the movies, from the other stuff, from past stuff. Like, let's be real, bro. So we'll find out. Okay. That reduction also meant that two Marvel TV projects were held over a year for over a year after they've been completed. Oh, wait, what? Okay, so so Ironheart has been done. Oh wait, this is interesting. So you're saying that Ironheart was already done, then it just didn't get released until when it got released. Which I don't like that they released it with the 3 episode thing. They could have released it 1 episode a week, like any other normal TV show. But whatever. Um, Wonder Man. Uh, so Wonder Man also has been held back. It concluded. No, Wonder Man was premieres in December. He's not repeating the repeat. So like he's saying, I guess he's saying like he doesn't want stuff to be sitting on the shelves. If it's done, it's done, right? I don't like when things sit on shelves. It stinks. I guess yeah. I mean sure. Delayed. I mean the Wonder Man was delayed. That's fair. Aspiring actor, hidden superpower that he strives. Who wearing Wonder Man baseball cap? Point out Marvel made show before H. Wait, wait. Hold on. Feige. Who's wearing it? Point out that Marvel made the show before HBO Max's 2024 comic book movie send up the franchise, or Apple TV's 2025 the studio. So there was written. Was it written in like? I'm guessing. Okay. So what it seems like they wrote the show. The show was written and was done before 2024. To be fair, they was talking about Wonder Man back in 2024. Um, yeah, and now it looks like they're following a trend instead of leading it. Who cares, bro? I don't care about the trend. I don't give a fuck. Just give us the show, man. As long as it's good. Okay. Diversity still matters, but don't expect to see Miles Morales. What type of title is that? I don't know. That title feels a little weird to me. Since the massive success of Black Panthers and can produce women, people of color, of course, stuff like that, yada yada. You know, several of these characters have been successful. Some have not. Systematically reduces output. It's been unclear what kind of future many of these characters even have in the MCU. And that's the issue that I have. You can't introduce a character and then not use the character later. You introduce these characters, use them. I don't care. I don't care if you don't like you. Please don't just let them fall to the wayside. These characters are in the universe doing something. Give us a TV special. Give us like a short like a what's it called? Yeah, TV special like they did Werewolf by Night. Just give us something small about just us to see what they are doing. Just to give us a little glimpse of what they're doing. You don't have to they don't have to put them on the big screen, but just give us something about what these characters are doing currently so we know, so we can keep up, okay? It doesn't have to be a TV show. It can literally just be a special presentation, like a tiny 30-minute short film. Like, it's really not that hard. Press on this question, appear unconcerned, presents the world outside your window. Yeah, you singled out Miss Marvel and the Marvels. One of the greatest bits of casting you ever done. I agree. She's perfect. I can't wait to see her somewhere. I mean, she's gonna be other places, right? That much is true, which I'm very much happy with. I would like to see Wiccan again, um, and I'm not sure if she's coming back. The Marvels ended so weirdly for me. She's cooked. I genuinely think she's cooked, bro. She's cooked, bro. I don't think she's coming back. She might come back. She might have found a way to get back. But the only way I think she can genuinely get back is if she talks to Doctor Strange. She needs to find Doctor Strange. And I don't even know if she knows who Doctor Strange is, if I'm being real with you. So I'm hoping that in whatever universe she's in, she finds Doctor Strange and she gets back to our universe or to the MCU universe via the help of Doctor Strange. And they can just have it to where like, oh, she's back. Doctor Strange help me. Cool. All right, we need your help. You know what I'm saying? Where that will be is much as evident at the end of the Marvels. She appeared to recruit Haley, Kate Bishop, as part of the Young Superhero team. But Feige danced around a question about whether Young Adventures as a film is on the spot horizon. Right. See, like you could have gave us something. And he was like, oh, he danced around it like, oh, I mean, like they don't have an idea yet. They don't have an idea. But like, if you didn't have an idea, why would you put that as a post credit scene? Why would you let that be a post credit scene? You know what I'm saying? But whatever, whatever. I'm hoping at least we can at least get like a like I'm okay with them doing like a cartoon. Like I genuinely think they can do a live action and they can do a cartoon alongside each other if they really wanted to, and just have the same people voice these characters for the cartoon, and just make an animated cartoon about what they're doing. It's really that easy, in my opinion. Potentially, in that case, it comes down to where's the best story and where is the best strange Alchemy. Strange. The Strange Academy. Each other because that's where the young Rangers are, but also mixing it up more fair. Also defended about the potential of another highly anticipated. Oh yeah, Miles Morales. This is based on the Beyond the Superverse. So Sony, I don't think Sony's gonna give it away, bro. He said we've been told to stay away. See, stay away from Miles, bro. Which makes sense because Sony is being stupid, and they literally delayed they just delayed the movie. They just delayed the new Sony movie, the new Spider Verse movie, because whatever reason. And the script wasn't even done for Fantastic Four when it got casted. That's interesting. I mean, they do that, right? Marvel has a habit of doing that, but hopefully, but Feige is like, you know what, James Gunn, you're right. Maybe we should just only have stuff that's greenlit and done. We've never started a movie without a full script and never been satisfied with the script that we've had. I've never been satisfied with the movie we've released. Wait, what? What? We've never started a movie without a full script, and I've never been satisfied with the script that we've had. I've never been satisfied with the movie we've released. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. I've never been satisfied with the script that we've had. You've never been satisfied with the script? Never? And I've never been satisfied with the movie we've released. That that's odd. Never? You've never been satisfied. That's fascinating. He defended Marvel's practice of plussing as their turn art, referring to pushing for it's credited to Walt Disney. Actors, both the ones that are playing these characters for the first time or second time, and the characters playing it for 10th, 12th time are the best in the world at it. Characters as well. If they have an idea, you want to listen to it, want to adjust to it. If you want to improve it, it's not the best idea. Sometimes it depends. I get what he's saying. I slightly disagree. I slightly disagree. I think that you need, as the person who is making these movies, you need to know the characters more than the actor does. No, you should know the characters just as well as the actor does. If you don't, then why are you making the movie? Like, personally, that's how I feel. I know there are filmmakers. James, in my experience, isn't one. Maybe he is now. If you want to be a part of my movie, you just say the words and you stay here the entire schedule in case we need you. We have so many actors, we can't do that. We don't do that. We give people a window. We keep them to that window. I mean, sure. There's just different practices. Sure, that's what you want to do. They're. I'm hoping. Yeah. So I'm hoping that the budget. It looks like they're changing the budget, which is good. So now lower budget. We need lower budgets. Lower budget movies. Focus on what's important. Don't balloon these movies out. Okay, you're making too high budget of movies, bro, and you're losing money because of it. Lower budgets. Higher budget doesn't mean a better movie. Like that's just a fact. And Disney is a big Disney has a big issue with that. A third cheaper than they were. Okay. Feige said Marvel executive even met with the team behind the creator, which gave me for a staggering low 80 million to learn how they pulled it off. They had to ask. Hey, you know what? Nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. They did a movie for 80 TV show or movie. I forgot. I haven't watched the creator. The movie for 80 million. That's good. But I don't know if they don't. I don't even know if they even do 80 million. It really just depends. At least at Disney. Yeah, Disney is AI going to do that. Why are you talking about AI? That's such a random thing. Chef Shop LA, Doomsday are being produced in London's Pinewood Studios. That's cool. Um, or made decision to make movies overseas as opposed to doing Georgia. Came down to space. Yeah, okay. Two things can be true at once. It's time we made the deal. Space. Okay, fine, whatever. Okay. Mirror movies will be made in the UK. That's interesting. That's very interesting, actually. I'm not sure. I'm not. We'll find out if that's a good idea or not. We'll find out if them making these movies in the UK is gonna be better or not. I'm curious. We'll be shot in the US. Right. New York and Georgia. Okay, not California. Makes sense. Okay. Kang should not be kaput. You can recast Kang. We can recast Kang. We don't have to get rid of Kang. I'm hoping that the reset and the reboot of what I'm hoping is that the reset of Secret Wars is gonna give them a chance to like recast or hopefully just bring back Majors and let them try again. It's not a bad idea to try again. Like it's okay. You can try again with Majors. You can try again with these other characters that you failed on in the past. Please, please give Kang a chance because Kang can be really cool as a reoccurring villain, like in general. But we'll find out. It was supposed to be the Kang Dynasty, but that's so. I'm gonna tell you why this is dumb because like there's a lot of actors in the MCU who got hit with a lot of stuff legally and they didn't get cut from their role. Not a lot. There's a good bit. And then they get cut from their role. For example, that dad who was on Miss Marvel, right? The dad, he was in the Marvels movie, right? As the dad. They didn't recast him, but he has some issues socially that happened. I can't remember what happened, but he was like something about underage something and it was bad. And he still got his role as the the dad. So like why is Majors different? Right? Like why is Majors any different here? We'll find out. I don't know. I just feel like it's just dumb. Like just bring him back, bro. Disney cut him so fast. It's insane. And you know what? This is telling me that they had the idea for Kang to be really big and then Disney cut him, Marvel cut Majors, and they didn't recast him for some reason. They just refused to like you could have easily just recasted Kang. It's not that hard. All of a sudden, now it's an issue to recast Kang, and then they just switched to RDJ being Doom. I don't get that. I don't get that. I don't get that at all. I don't understand that. It like doesn't make any sense for me. Um, it's just odd to me. It's so odd to me that they did Major so dirty. We had started to realize that Kang wasn't big enough. What do you mean Kang wasn't big enough? It's Kang. It's Kang the Conqueror. Of course he's big enough. Pause. Oh, like of course he's like if you wrote the movie better, he would be. Kang, like if you wrote these if you focus on actually like making Kang seem intimidating, it would have been great. But no, you gave him an Ant Man movie, and then you cut him before he had a chance to do the Kang Dynasty. Like, man, so dumb. Only one character could be that because he was that for decades and decades. Sure, you can literally rewrite it to make other characters just as intimidating. It's not that hard. Or maybe it is hard for people who don't know how to write these characters. I guess. Like, we started talking about Doctor Doom before we officially pivoted from Kang. Sure. Started talking to Robert about his idea before Ant Man 3 even came out. Like, cool. But that doesn't change the fact that you just switched Kang. Like, there's other factors that came into this. There's other factors, and it feels so weird to me that you pivoted from a black villain that could have been really good. Whatever, man. Clea, Hercules, Star Fox, Mephisto. Do you want to see them? Of course, you want to see them again. You introduced them to the MCU. Of course, we want to see all these characters again. Like, what are we doing? Brought up the return of Tim Blake's character Samuel Stearns. Yeah, that is fun to me. So let's talk again in 12 years and see who comes back. 12 years. He's joking. He's joking. I don't know if any of the characters. That's so wild. Why would you say 12 years? Why? Like you're. He's a troll, bro. He be randomly trolling for no reason. 12 years. I don't know if it's any specific ones you just named like Moon Knight or the Eternals, but yes, that's part of the plan. Anyone popping up anywhere? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like single characters, that'd be cool. I won't name, but I will say like Shang-Chi, it's getting back to what genre we haven't done and want to do. How could this movie that genre? Focus on singular storylines, certain genre we haven't seen. Yeah, this is interesting. Everything old is new again. I don't like the sound of that. It's another reason I watch those old movies. I don't like the sound of that, but at the same time, maybe it might work. I don't like the sound. Like, we don't need to do nostalgia bait stuff. You just make a good story. Succession, of course, departure. So yeah, like Iger might leave. I hope so, with a better CEO that knows how to actually like be a CEO. Anyway, I just don't like Iger. He 10, 15 years. We'll find out. Cool. That's the first one. I think that's about it. Like, it's kind of interesting. I don't know. I'm looking at the other stuff. Okay, hold on. One thing that's okay, there was like a cameo of the Fantastic Four from the 1994 movie that never got made or never got publicized, right? Seeing the relish that the new movie is mostly self-contained, fully fresh world that doesn't require homework. We didn't want to have the internals issue of where were they, where have they been, how come they didn't help with Thanos. So here's the thing, right? I think I've said this before, but like here, you can have that issue, but that issue needs to be ironed out before the movie, before the script is done. Okay? You can't just say in the script, we were hiding. What do you mean? No. No, it's not how. No, no, no. You know what I'm saying? You can't be lazy with the script. And I feel like a lot of writers in these movies are lazy with that side where it's just like, oh, how did they know this but not they weren't there to help even though they had powers to help? Give it a better explanation. Okay. All you have to say is we were dealing with another issue and have it be like we were doing another issue and then the movie is about that other issue they were dealing with. Or maybe it ended you know what I'm saying? Maybe that issue just ended and now they have another issue that came up. Figure it out. Don't just say, "Oh, they were hiding," right? But it seems like what Kevin wants to do is kind of like avoid that entirely by having it be self-contained. But if you do that, if you go too far to the other side, now everything feels disconjointed. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. There's a fine line in there somewhere. See, like Feige's wearing a blue Fantastic Four hoodie and a Wonder Man cap. Where's the Wonder Man cap publicly? I need to. Do they even have one? I don't think they even have Wonder Man merch, bro. Like, why does he get one and we don't? Blade. So this is like he never mentioned Majors by name, just calling him King Actor and the actor. He has a name, asshole. That's so dumb. That's dumb. Feige, you pissed me off with that, bro. He has a name. Why are you avoiding the name? Nigga, the Hollywood Reporter is already saying the name before you. Just say this name. Why are you saying, oh, I want to avoid the name? Nick, we know who you're talking about. Just say the name. Why? I hate when executives do that, bro. We know who you're talking about. Just say who you're talking about. But it's probably like some behind the scenes like legal person being like, don't actually tell them the name. Let them figure it out. But nigga, they already know who you're talking about, bro. The King actor. There's only one King actor. Anyway. Um yeah. So they already want to do Doctor Doom before Kang was even pivoted from, but like you could so like here's the thing, right? Here's the thing that's still odd to me. It's like you was talking about Doctor Doom while you was doing the Kang stuff. So why did you even make the movie in the first place if you're already talking about doing the stuff, the Doctor Doom stuff? Like I'm confused. The movie was just destined to fail. You just didn't even want it to succeed, even though this was before Kang even Majors had his legal issues. Yeah, something's up, bro. Honestly, something else is at play here. It's weird, bro. I don't know, bro. It's just honestly odd to me. All right. So all these other articles are pretty much the same thing. Um. So yeah, that's that. That's the interview. Um. It's interesting, honestly. It's really interesting that they kind of like. Hold on. Yeah. That's the movie. That's it. I mean, that's not the movie. That's the that's that, you know. I feel like I feel like this could be really good or not so good. It just depends. Honestly, it just depends on what they're planning on doing for after Secret Wars. I'm hoping we get more. They said more X-Men stuff. We can just treat the X-Men the same way y'all treated the Avengers and I'd be happy. Okay? We get like three X-Men team up movies, then we get some X-Men solo movies. I'm happy. And a TV show, peak. I'm ready. I'm ready, dog. I'm ready. I'm not gonna lie, I'm ready. I want to see it. But yeah. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I I've been trying to find a video to make for a while, but these I'm just gonna do these long videos, man, and I'm just gonna premiere them, and it's gonna be that. I could go live. Now that I think about it, I could, but I don't know if I want to on my main channel because everything is set to my gaming channel and not my main channel. Uh, but yeah, I'm curious. We get. I'm curious where the Thunderbolts is going. Like a lot of these movies, the thing is sad to me. It's like there's so many movies that are coming out, or not coming out, but there's so many movies that are out, have been out, and are coming out, and it feels like if it just feels like the MCU really isn't going to really see most of these characters for a while. Like, and it's just like, damn, we could get we could get like a TV show. I feel like you can get away with an animated TV show, bro. Like a rated M animated TV show. Like honestly, with all these characters in it. And then you can have the main live action movies be like that. You know what I'm saying? And be like a offshoot. It's all in the same universe. It's just one's animated and one's live action. You don't have to stick to one medium. You can switch between live action and animated, bro. I honestly, I need more, um, what is it called? Like cinematic universes to switch between animation and live action. You know what I'm saying? I just really think that it's something that is not utilized enough. So if I make my own cinematic universe, I don't plan on seeing that. You know, get ready to see that. You know, the switch between live action and animation. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Let me know what you guys think about the future of anything after Secret Wars or maybe after Endgame. Favorite after post Endgame movie or TV show. Let me know. Yeah. Stay awesome, stay wise, stay cool, stay woke. Don't let the country, don't let the wrong people tell you the wrong things. Do your own research. Do your own research. Be smart. Yeah. Peace.